Imagine this. You're 18, hauling heavy crates in a freezing warehouse, earning just $9 an hour, your back aching, dreams fading under fluorescent lights. How does a guy like that from a forgotten Ohio town build $1 million empire? Meet Michael Carter. His story isn't a fairy tale, it's raw, real, and proof that the American dream still burns bright for those who refuse to quit. But hold on, his path was paved with heartbreak and hustle. Stick around, because what comes next will make you rethink what's possible for you. Canton, Ohio, 2012. A Rust Belt town, where steel mills once roared, but now sit silent like ghosts of prosperity past. Michael grew up in a cramped duplex on the east side, the kind where the roof leaked during summer storms and the heat barely worked in winter. His dad, Jim, clocked in at the factory for 30 years, coming home with grease-stained hands and a weary smile. Mom, Linda, sewed clothes part-time, her sewing machine humming late into the night to make ends meet. Michael, the oldest of three, learned early that life wasn't about wants, it was about needs. Groceries, bills, the occasional treat like a pizza on payday. School wasn't Michael's strong suit. He wasn't the kid with straight A's or the one scoring touchdowns under Friday night lights. He was average, blending into the hallways of Timken High. But deep down, he harbored a spark, a quiet rebellion against the cycle he saw trapping everyone around him. Work hard, keep your head down, his dad always said. Michael nodded, but inside, he whispered, there's gotta be more. At 16, he landed his first job, bagging groceries at the local Kroger, pocketing $5.15 an hour. It felt like a win, until reality hit. That money went straight to helping pay the rent. College? A distant dream. Scholarships didn't come his way, and loans seemed like a trap. By graduation, Michael faced a fork in the road: stay in Canton and grind, or chase something bigger. He chose the grind, but fate had other plans. And then, a conversation that seemed ordinary flipped his world upside down. But the real storms were brewing. It started small, but the hits came fast. Michael's dad got laid off when the factory downsized, another victim of automation and cheap overseas labor. The family plunged into chaos, bills piled up, the fridge grew bare, and tension hung thick in the air. Michael, fresh out of high school, ditched his community college plans after one semester. "I can't sit in class while we're starving," he told his mom, eyes fierce with determination. He took a full-time gig at the warehouse, stocking shelves for $9 an hour, 12-hour shifts, endless boxes. A boss who yelled more than he led. His body ached, his spirit frayed. Weekends blurred into weekdays, and sleep became a luxury. But Michael wasn't one to wallow. In the warehouse's hum, he overheard a co-worker chatting about flipping gadgets online, buying broken ones, cheap, fixing them up, and selling for profit. It clicked. Michael had always been the family fixer, tinkering with old radios and video game consoles for his siblings. With $200 scraped from overtime checks, he hit the pawn shops, snagging a pile of busted cell phones. Nights turned into workshops at the kitchen table, tools scattered, YouTube tutorials blasting. His first flip, an iPhone 4, sold for a $50 profit. Elation surged through him. He taped that bill to his wall, a beacon. Yet, success teased and vanished. A bad batch of phones drained $300, his entire savings. "You're nuts, Mike." His girlfriend Sarah scoffed, urging him to stick to the real job. Friends laughed at his hobby, calling him delusional. "You ain't no entrepreneur, man. This is Canton, not Silicon Valley." Even his parents worried, seeing the bags under his eyes. Michael doubted himself, staring at the ceiling during sleepless nights. Was this a fool's errand? The knockout punch came in 2016. He'd rented a dingy garage for his growing stash, dubbing it Tech Turn, a play on turning junk into treasure. Business trickled in, enough to dream. Then, disaster. An electrical fire gutted the place overnight. Half his inventory turned to ash, insurance barely covered scraps. Michael collapsed on the curb, smoke stinging his eyes, heart shattering. It's over, he thought, tears mixing with soot. Friends said quit. Sarah left for good. The warehouse job loomed like a prison sentence. In that abyss, Michael teetered on the edge of surrender. But a voice echoed from a high school teacher who'd seen his potential. Dream big, kid. Was this the end, or just another test? Michael chose to rise. With grit forged in fire, he scraped together a small loan from a local credit union, $1,000, all he could get. He found a cheaper space, a shed behind a buddy's house, and rebuilt TechTurn from scratch. No more winging it. He dove into free online courses on Coursera and Khan Academy, absorbing basics of business, supply chains, and digital marketing. Sleep? 4 hours max. Days blended, warehouse shifts by day, repairs by night. His hands blistered from screwdrivers, eyes strained from screens. First rebuild milestone, negotiating with suppliers. Michael cold called wholesalers, haggling for bulk deals on broken electronics. Why me? They'd ask. Because I'll turn your trash into cash, he'd reply, voice steady. He built a simple website on WordPress, listing phones, laptops, even tablets. Social media became his battlefield, posting before and after pics on Facebook and Instagram, targeting local groups. Orders trickled. 5, 1 week, 10 the next. Setbacks persisted, testing his mettle. A scathing review tanked his ratings. Scam artist phone died after a week. Michael refunded, apologized, and revamped his quality checks. Another hurdle. Shipping delays during a holiday rush. Customers fuming. He pulled all-nighters packing boxes, coffee, his lifeline. But mini wins fueled him. One customer raved. Best deal ever, feels brand new. That sparked a chain. Referrals poured in. By 2017, Michael hired his first helper, his warehouse pal Tom, who shared the hustle. Together, they streamlined ops. Tom handled shipping, Michael focused on repairs. They celebrated small, hitting $10,000 in sales with burgers and beer. But exhaustion crept in. Michael collapsed one night, tools clattering. Is this worth it? He wondered. A glance at that faded $50 bill. Keep pushing. He expanded, sourcing from eBay auctions, attending flea markets for deals. Numbers climbed: 50 phones a month, then 100. He quit the warehouse in 2018, betting everything on TechTurn. Risky? Hell yes. But freedom tasted sweet, highs and lows intertwined. A viral local post about the kid fixing phones in his shed boosted traffic, overwhelming them. We did 200 orders in a week, Michael laughed with Tom, high-fiving amid chaos. Yet, a supplier scam cost $500 fake parts. Michael adapted, vetting vendors rigorously. He learned SEO, boosting his site to Google's front page for refurbished gadgets. Canton. Community ties strengthened, donating fixed laptops to schools, earning goodwill. Each failure sharpened him 20. Botched repairs taught precision. 16-hour days built endurance. This ain't just business, he'd say. It's my ticket out. And as 2020 dawned, a call came that would shatter ceilings. But would he seize it? The phone rang in early 2020, amid a world grinding to a halt with the pandemic. A rep from a major online retailer, think Best Buy's web arm, had seen Michael's story in a local biz mag. We love what you're doing with refurbs, she said. Want to supply us? Michael's heart raced. This wasn't a local gig, it was national exposure, potential for thousands in orders. But doubt whispered, you're from Canton. Can you handle this scale? He paced the garage, now a buzzing workshop with shelves of gadgets. Pros, massive growth. Cons, need cash for inventory. More staff, better. Dream big. That old teacher's words rang. Michael decided, yes. He signed the contract, hands shaking. It demanded upgrades, new software for tracking, a bigger space. He invested every penny, hiring 5 more techs, including a marketer. Risks loomed. What if deliveries flopped? But Michael prepped obsessively. testing processes. The pivot unlocked doors. Orders surged, laptops for remote workers, phones for families hit hard. TechTurn's revenue doubled quarterly. Michael negotiated better supplier terms, cutting costs 20%. Challenges arose. Supply chain snarls from global shutdowns. He pivoted to local sources, keeping afloat. That decision? Gold. By mid-2021, TechTurn hit $500,000 in sales. Michael stood in his new downtown office, a sleek space with glass walls staring at the skyline. "We did it," he told Tom, voice thick. "This wasn't luck. It was years of sweat crystallizing. And the best was yet to come." Fast forward to 2022. TechTurn boomed to $2 million annual revenue, a team of 15 buzzing in a modern Canton hub. Michael, once the crate hauler, now CEO, graced stages at entrepreneur meetups, sharing his saga. "From minimum wage to this," he'd say, holding up a refurbished phone. Personal wins piled. He bought his parents a cozy ranch home, clearing their mortgage. "You deserve peace," he told them, hugging tight. "Scholarships for Canton kids?" Check funding dreams like his own. He even hired his old warehouse boss, offering respect and a role in ops. "No hard feelings," Michael grinned. Gratitude flowed. Family gatherings now joyful, not strained. Pride swelled as he mentored locals, proving small-town roots could sprout empires. The transformation? Complete. Michael embodied the American dream, raw, resilient, real. From Michael's journey, 3 lessons shine. Start small but think big. $200 sparked millions. Embrace failure, as fuel. The fire didn't end him, it forged him. Give back. Success multiplies when shared. You don't need fancy degrees or deep pockets. Just grit. You can start today. Don't quit. Your American dream kicks off with one step. Comment day 1 if this is your launch. Subscribe for more stories like Michael's. Dream big, the world's yours.